Imagine this. You wake up one morning and the world has stopped. Time froze. The clock on your wall ticks once, then nothing. The hum of the fridge dies. The birds outside hang motionless mid-flight. You step outside, barefoot, and the air is just too still. It's heavy, thick, almost like you can feel it pressing on your skin. Cars are paused mid-turn. Raindrops are suspended in the air like tiny glass pearls. People are frozen in motion, eyes wide, breaths half-drawn, expressions stuck mid-sentence. You see a dog frozen mid-bark, its shadow locked permanently to the ground. The world is perfectly silent, perfectly still. And somehow, you're the only thing that moves. You walk through your street, and your heart is pounding so loud it feels like it's echoing in the silence. You try to shout, but your voice just fades, absorbed by the static air. You wave your hand in front of someone's face. Nothing. You touch their shoulder. Ice cold. It feels like every single molecule around you is paused in time. In that first hour, the confusion starts to turn into awe. The silence hums in your ears until it's almost maddening. You wander past these still faces, their eyes glossy and lifeless. You walk into a store, and it's a perfect snapshot of chaos. Cashiers are frozen mid-scan. A soda is spilling mid-pour, suspended in the air like jelly. You move your hand through it, and it clings to your fingers like slow, thick honey. It's then you realize you are the only heartbeat left in a paused reality. By hour 2, curiosity starts to replace the fear. You explore, wandering the empty city streets. You can go anywhere, do anything, take anything. You walk through banks, museums, palaces. You touch priceless artifacts that have been behind glass for centuries. You hold gold bars. You try on designer clothes. Everything humanity ever valued is yours for the taking. For the first time in history, there are no rules, no judgment, no eyes watching you. You could rewrite the world itself, and no one would ever know. After 4 hours, the thrill becomes electric. You find yourself laughing, sprinting down highways lined with frozen cars, your reflection chasing you in store windows. You climb skyscrapers, you scream from rooftops, and your voice just dies instantly, swallowed by the crushing weight of stillness. You try to leap into a pool, but the water doesn't move. It wraps around you like a gel, holding you in its liquid coffin. You have to claw your way out, gasping for breath, realizing that even nature itself is no longer alive. By hour 6, the wonder starts to fade. You try to start a car, the engine hums, but the wheels won't turn. You try to light a match. The flame flickers once, then freezes mid-spark. You realize time isn't just paused, it's broken. The air feels heavier now, colder. The sunlight above seems stuck, like a photograph that never changes. And the longer you move through this still world, the more things begin to feel wrong. The colors start to fade. The shadows shift in ways they shouldn't. And then you see them. Faint distortions, blurs that move at the edge of your vision. You manage to catch one, just for a moment, watching you from across the street. It's a shape that doesn't belong. You blink, and it's gone. 9 hours in, you begin to question everything. You try to shake people awake, desperate for a response. Nothing. You shout, you cry, you beg, but the world gives nothing back. You wander through these empty streets that should be full of life, feeling smaller and smaller by the minute. You start hearing faint whispers, not from people, but from somewhere deep beneath the silence. You tell yourself it's just your imagination, but then you notice something horrifying. Your reflection. It doesn't move with you anymore. It lags behind, and then it grins. You stumble back, your heart racing. Maybe you weren't meant to be awake. Maybe this wasn't an accident. After 12 hours, you try to rest, but you can't. How can you sleep when time doesn't exist? You lie down under the frozen sky and watch unmoving clouds, feeling insanity begin to creep in. The stars are visible in daylight now, constellations from another age, ancient and wrong. You start to see light bending around invisible cracks in the air. The world is glitching. Reality itself is tearing at the edges. You drop a glass. It just floats, frozen mid-air. You move it, and it stays wherever you leave it, defying gravity. You touch a frozen tree, and it crumbles into ash. You realize the longer time remains broken, the more the universe decays. Atoms separating, meaning dissolving. 15 hours in, the shadows return. You see something moving again, but not like you. It moves through things, distorting the air, stretching and twisting space around it. It's not alive. It feels older, deeper, like time itself is trying to repair the tear you've caused. You run, heart pounding, but the world bends and shifts around you. Buildings twist like melted wax. Streets loop back on themselves. You realize there is nowhere to run. You are trapped inside a moment that was never meant to hold life. At the 18-hour mark, you fall to your knees, completely exhausted, and you finally understand. You are not in time anymore. You are outside it, a ghost walking between the seconds. Every step you take burns what's left of reality's rhythm. Every breath you draw drains the last pulse from the clock. You scream, and this time, the world answers. A deep, booming sound ripples through the frozen sky like 1,000 clocks shattering at once. The ground trembles. Buildings fracture like glass. The still air turns liquid. The shadow looms behind you, massive, formless, ancient. And then, it reaches out. The moment its hand touches your shoulder, everything explodes into motion. Raindrops fall all at once. Sound returns like an earthquake. The light blinds you. Cars screech. People gasp. The wind howls. You collapse in the chaos as the weight of time crushes back into existence. You blink. It's morning again. Your phone says 8:18 a.m. 1 minute has passed. The world is normal, moving, alive. But something's wrong. You can still feel that silence ringing in your head. The coffee cup on your counter has moved. The clock's ticking sounds just slightly off, like it's skipping every few beats. You look at your reflection, and for a split second, it doesn't look back. Your stomach drops. You realize it wasn't a dream. Time froze. It broke. It noticed you. And now, something inside you feels untethered. Sometimes at night, when the world grows too quiet and your heartbeat seems to echo louder than it should, the air thickens, just for a second. The ticking stops. The lights flicker. The world hesitates. You freeze, afraid to move. Because deep down, you know, it's happening again. Time has stopped once more. But this time, maybe, you're not the only one awake. If you enjoyed this story, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What would you do if you were the only one awake? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more tales from the edge of reality. Thanks for watching.